Like right there. Yeah. Makes sense, dude.
How is your TikTok doing? Has it grown at all?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I remember like there was a time when I had something. I think I had like 80 followers when I posted my first video, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And after I posted that very first one, right away started gaining followers like crazy.
Really?
That first video that I posted, it got like 10,000 views or something, and I was like, whoa. Like I didn't even try.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this how
What
easy?
did you even say on the first one? I forgot.
I was just talking about how like I need to get over my fears and like just like literally post a video.
Literally talking about what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm like how do I ever expect to like be in a position where I have like, you know, all the things that I want to have without even starting.
For sure. Yeah.
Like, you know, like this shit just doesn't work that way.
It's like wishing in one hand and crapping in the other.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. So anyway, after that very first video, like within a week or something, I had double the amount of followers that I was following.
Later, broski.
See ya.
Doubled.
Yeah, I had double. And I remember like that, like right when it hit that point where I had like 80 followers and I was following 160 or something. And then all of a sudden it doubled the amount of people that I was following.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I was like, whoa, this is freaking cool. Like, this is like just 1 week. But I mean, now there's like 4,500 or something.
Dang.
Yeah, dude. But like,
wait, you have 4,500 followers already?
Yeah.
Just from posting just
Yeah.
daily thoughts and stuff.
Yep.
That's sick,
Yeah,
dude.
dude. Yeah, I had one video go viral, so that helped me a bunch.
How big did it go?
It had 4 million views.
4 mil? Yeah. No way.
Yeah.
What was it about? Do you remember?
Dude, I was just recommending a video on like self-awareness.
Okay.
So there's a channel called Home Math, and he does like...
Dude, you showed me
dude,
Home
yeah,
Math.
exactly. Yeah.
All the dudes out there that are listening, so the two guys watching this right now, that channel is killer.
Dude, will literally save your life. Like
Dude,
any
with girls, it is like he literally breaks it down to a science. It's called Home Math.
Yeah, dude. If you like to compartmentalize things, like that's for you.
For sure.
For sure.
If you like to have like a logical understanding of like how the dating world works and how your own attraction works and how your own level of attraction works, you know what I mean?
Yes, dude. 100%.
Awesome.
All that stuff.
Do I have crap in my teeth?
No, yet nothing.
Okay, bet.
Good. Yeah. But where were we?
You had a TikTok that hit 4 mil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I recommended a Home Math video.
Okay.
And so this Home Math video, like...
So you like broke it down even further?
No, it was already popular, so I just recommended it. Because I was like, everyone needs to understand this. Like, it's not even him talking about dating or anything. It's him talking about levels of thinking. And he didn't even come up with the chart. There's this guy named Ken Wilber. He wrote the book...
the Levels of Consciousness one?
No, he wrote... Well, that's not what the book is called.
That's Home Math's video, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's Home Math's videos. But this guy named Ken Wilber created this levels of consciousness chart. Mm-hmm. And he's the author of a book called, I think, The Theory of Everything. Something like that.
Sick.
But anyway, he broke down like the levels of consciousness 1 through 9. And then Home Math goes on and he like makes a video about the whole thing and explains all of it using his little like doodles and drawings and stuff. And he just explained it in such a way that when I saw the video the first time, I was like, this makes so much freaking sense.
Right.
Like I could literally look at phases of my life where I was in each one of those levels.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
And so I was like, hey, everyone needs to understand this. Like if everyone just understood this and understood it on a very like deep level.
Oh, deep. Okay.
Yeah, like on a deep level, like they actually know what level of thinking goes into like each level, you know? Mm-hmm. Then people would be able to see things, I think, more objectively.
Oh, I agree.
But because people don't understand that, like most people, just like a brief breakdown, level 5 is where most people sit. So pretty much everyone is going to make it to at least level 4 in their life.
Dang.
But
we're all going to hit 30% bare minimum.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. So you're born, like level 1 is like survival stuff. Level 2 is like recognizing that other people have survival stuff. And then level 3 is recognizing that people manipulate each other to meet their level 1 and 2 needs, right? And then level 4 is where religions and societies and cultures and rules start getting created.
Right.
So level, and people trivialize like all these levels. Like even after I posted the video, every single person in the whole comment section was like, I'm level 9. Like the highest one.
Really?
Yeah, like literally, dude, probably 90% of the comments on that video We're like, I'm level 9. Yeah, dude.
They're all just bullshit.
Yes, bro. And but
damn.
it's because they understood the concept of what the dude was saying in the video.
But they don't actually think like that.
Dude, freaking no one is at level 9 constantly. No one is at level 6 constantly.
Yeah.
Like most people kind of bounce in between
interesting.
5 and 6.
Yeah.
At least in like first world countries and stuff where we're very exposed to like everything, every other culture, different ways of living, like everything, you know. But 90%
It's like the more perspective you have, it seems like the higher up you go, which I guess is your awareness. That makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. But like everybody in the comments was like, oh, I'm level 9, whatever. And I made a video. I was like, okay, so all you people think that you're on the level of like Carl Jung and Nietzsche and Freud and like all these people.
Oh, jeez.
Like if you really think about it, it's like there's some freaking insanely
big
smart
ballers.
people out here that have literally mapped out human consciousness. And you guys are saying that y'all are at the same level.
On the same level as that,
like, you're just not. There's no
way.
Like statistically, it's just highly improbable.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure. Just
not,
bullshit.
Yeah, just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But
it got more comments. So that's cool.
Right. But everyone, yeah, exactly. But everyone thinks that like these lower levels are like stupid people.
Right.
They're not stupid people. Like entire religions were created in level 4 of consciousness. Mm-hmm. In that, like according to that video, anyway.
Yeah.
Like that's where all structure is kind of like built out, you know? So like that's not like a small thing. Like think of how complex every religion is and then how every religion has different sects within that religion.
Yeah.
Like
and you got extremists.
Right, it's pretty freaking complicated. And that's where level 4 is. Mm-hmm. And so then you bounce up to level 5 and level 5 is the same as level 4, just that now you see that other people have different religions and cultures than the one that you have and the one that you were brought up with, and you see that like that works for them and this works for me,
right?
But you're also like in a mode of like fighting over which one is right. So you have like Democrats and Republicans or like Christians and Muslims or whatever, because the Christians see the Muslims and they're like, yo, you guys like you're doing it wrong. It's not how you do it.
We're doing it right.
Yeah, come over here. Like this is how you do it, and that's just not how shit works. Like, it's just not.
Yeah,
you know, but because they're not at like that level of higher awareness,
it's just being able to zoom out.
Right. They literally do think, and most people are like this. Like I said, like 90% of people are like this. Most people really do truly think that if everyone just applied their rules, their religion, their culture, the structure that their society set up for them, that the whole world would fix itself.
Yeah.
Because they think that they have the best set of everything. That's how everyone thinks. Like
that's how we have control, dude. That's like
right.
a basic human need is the need to be in control and to have safety and security.
Right, dude. Like just think of like our country right now. Like pretty much every Republican and every Democrat just thinks like, oh
they're aware of the highway.
Yeah, they're just like, oh my gosh, if everybody just got it,
right.
If everybody just understood that this is the right way, then we'd all like be able to move forward. But like that's just not how the world works. That's not how reality will ever work. It'll never be that
the
way.
Right way is just too subjective, dude. Like
exactly.
There are too many things that could be the quote unquote right way that could even be contradictory to one another.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like I think that's an also big sign of awareness is recognizing that. You know what I mean? Being able to zoom out and look at it from that perspective. What do you feel like has helped you like raise your awareness the most?
Dude,
because you've kind of had like
probably pain, to be honest.
This last year?
No, just pain in general.
Oh, really?
Because you know when you have something like that really, really fucks with you, that happens in your life. At least I don't know if everyone is like this, but for me, I'm like trying to figure out ways how that can not fuck with me anymore.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that, whatever happened in that scenario, that hurt me really bad. So why? And how do I avoid that in the future? Because I don't know, at least like in my own life, it got to a point where I was running from pain so much that like I realized at a certain point, you can't run from this. This is just life. Like this is just how shit happens.
You have to let it flow through you.
Right. You can't control anything outside of yourself. Like you just can't. And so I think that's kind of where
you can't even control yourself at times
no,
too.
You can't. No, you can't. No. And people think like you can control your emotions. You really can't.
You can control your
suppress them.
reaction.
You can control your reaction, but how you actually feel, you don't get to control that. You can't. You really can't. So that's like I think that's a phrase that's thrown around way too much. Because you just can't do it. You have to let them flow through you and understand why they're there and accept them. And then that's how they change into peace and tranquility and all that stuff. But anyway.
But even that level, like that's just 2 levels deep, right? Like I'm hurting, and then why am I hurting? I feel like I know so many people who have like had traumatic life events like that, and they don't even go to the why. They just think I'm hurting, and what can I do to get rid of the hurting?
Right. Because
alcohol, weed, porn, being promiscuous, whatever it may be.
Dude,
any kind of like pleasure to just freaking satiate not satiate, but like alleviate the pain.
No,
so even going why is like better than I think a lot of people think.
That's 100%. Either that or they adopt like a victim mentality too. Because that victim mentality makes them feel safe.
Right.
Like it validates their pain.
They're right.
Right. So they'll go through something traumatic and then they attach their identity to it. Like their entire persona is like just
what happened to me.
What happened to me. I am in pain. This is what I am. This is why I am the way that I am. And this will never be different. And
I probably get attention from being that way.
Yeah, dude, exactly. But it's like paradoxical because it validates their pain while also keeping them in pain. You know what I mean? It's like a circle where it's just like
the hamster wheel, dude.
Right, dude. Yeah.
I think that's the coolest thing about like raising your awareness too, is it helps you get out of all of your hamster wheels. Like that's why I've loved mushrooms for so long, because they like unlike anything else I've ever done religiously, other psychedelics, mushrooms are so good at like pulling you out of your little freaking brain for a second and looking at your life from an objective standpoint, like purely objective, dude.
Dude, 100%.
If you let the medicine do its work, it will help you do that.
100%. Do you feel like when you're doing that stuff that anything truly comes from outside of yourself, or is it really just the deepest parts of your brain like piecing things together, or does it like actually come from something outside of you? What do you think?
I think it could be both, honestly. In my experiences, dude, there's times when you're even doing it and you're like, this feels more real than reality.
Yeah.
Like when you go super deep down the mushroom hole, dude, and you follow the White Rabbit all the way into Wonderland, and you meet the Mad Hatter, and you're like, wait, this feels more real than like Cody back at home in real life, you know?
Yeah.
But then I've also had experiences where it felt like it was more internal, where I felt like it was all like produced by my own life, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. And for anyone who's like done it, they'll know exactly what we're talking about. Like, it really does feel more real often than this reality does, for sure. But I'm just wondering, because there's been times when like I've known the answer to something, but it was like I was hiding it from myself. You know, because it was maybe an answer that I didn't want to accept or something. Or maybe I just couldn't see it as clearly. Like I knew the answer was there, but I just didn't know that was it or something. Yeah. And then I'll do that stuff, and all of a sudden it all just like hits me right in the face, dude. And I'm just like, oh, like I knew that all along. So
all the answers were already inside me.
Right. Yeah. So then it makes me question, like, all right, is this my brain just validating itself, you know, navigating itself on a deeper level than I can with normal consciousness, or normal sobriety, I should say. Yeah, well, sobriety is a bad word too. But
I know what you mean.
That's a weird word for psychedelic sobriety.
For sure.
But anyway, it's like, okay, is that really just my brain like navigating through itself, and all of a sudden I'm just aware of all that stuff? Or is it truly something that's like,
you're connecting to
I'm
source.
part of everything, and everything is me, and I always knew this stuff.
Yeah, I think
because sometimes, dude, like if you really look at it, like if you try to look at it objectively, either one of those options could be true.
Totally. Yeah. The reason why I said I've had like the first experience where it felt like it was outside of me is because I had an experience where I experienced my mom's life as her from like the time she was a fetus. Kind of weird, dude. Like I was in my grandma's belly and I was like a little fetus. Really? Yeah.
Was that like?
And then I like experienced being born as my mom and like what that felt like. And it was weird, dude, because there was details about it that I knew were true in real life.
Well,
so I was like,
did
okay,
you know after or you knew before?
That I knew after and before, actually, yeah.
Okay.
So I like validated stuff with my mom, and she was like, yeah, I feel like that did happen, or that did happen kind of thing. And dude, my mom, kind of tangent, but she's done that QHHT, past life regression stuff. Mm-hmm. Dude, no drugs, no nothing. And this dude made her like go into her past lives, supposedly. And she's like, I literally was a freaking Egyptian dude just walking around Egypt with my little family. And she's like, I felt so much love for my family. And I was like a dude. And she had like other lives.
Yeah.
And dude, it was cool though, because like her overwhelming thing, I remember her talking to me on the phone, is she's like, I just felt nothing but love and gratitude for all the lives that the universe has let me live. And all the people that I was able to touch. And some people even believe you like keep reincarnating with certain people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Until you like learn the lesson that relationship was supposed to bring. All that's pretty woo-woo, but in short, I think, yeah, there is like a definite like plugging into the universe and into the grid. Yeah. Along with answers that are inside of us already. Yeah. So I think it's like a both answer.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it's more so of a thing like we all come from the same place, so no information can ever truly be lost.
For sure, yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. So it's like
it can be lost really within our awareness.
Right, we're really just reopening the door to all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then when we forget it and we get too stuck here with all of our like, physical reality bullshit, then we close that door and we kind of forget all these things. But then it's like, I mean, you can learn how to open it without psychedelics too.
Oh, totally.
Like, and it can be there, but yeah, I feel the same way. So it's not like completely in your mind, but at the same time, it's not completely outside of your mind either. Yeah.
It's a little bit of a both.
That's a freaking crazy experience with your mom though. Like,
dude, that like QHHT stuff is bonkers.
What is it? What does that stand for?
I forget, dude. It's like quantum healing, Haji, something. I can't remember.
Are you like with a guide when you do it?
Yeah, you got some dude that like does it. He like does energy shit on you. Mm-hmm. And there's like this whole following, Dolores Cannon. You ever seen her stuff? Mm-hmm. So that's her thing, dude. Okay. She does past life regression. Mm-hmm. And for those of you who don't know who that is, it's this lady who started doing this therapy for trauma. It's basically for trauma therapy. Mm-hmm. I would say more than anything, help you like work through stuff that you're maybe carrying and like patterns that you're carrying or addictions that you're carrying that aren't serving you anymore. But anyways, this lady Dolores Cannon, she like starts seeing people, and she's been doing this for decades now. She actually just passed, I think, recently. Super old lady. Sharp as a tack till the day she died, though. All these people that were coming in were starting to have the same stories, dude. And, like, we're starting to have, like, the same, like people talking about being in Atlantis and, like, details matching up with other people who came in and were unrelated to the other guys. Mm-hmm. So, like, multiple quote-unquote, witness accounts. Yeah. At the end of the day, dude, you could take it apart freaking logically and be like, maybe they were, like, all had a Facebook group and they're all just chit-chatting and like making shit up. Yeah. Or maybe they're like into lore that's like common on the internet. I don't know, but some of the stuff is like, okay, I've never seen that in a book, dude, or I've never even heard of that. And I've like Googled stuff that people will talk about, and it's just like there's some trippy shit. It's like Star Wars, basically. Yeah. It's like Star Wars, Stargate, and Spaceballs all in one, dude. Yeah. Literally.
Dude. That's freaking crazy. Uh-huh. How did that experience with your trip, like, change your life path, do you think, though? Like experiencing
Oh, dude, so much.
yourself, like through your mom's. Like you experienced her whole life?
Her whole life, bro, up until now.
Oof.
Yeah.
Damn.
As her.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it like key pieces, or do you feel like you literally experienced like?
I can't remember.
Literally,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because the time distortion can get weird with
Right.
mushrooms for sure.
Right.
Not quite as bad as like DMT. DMT, you'll be like in there for like months.
Yeah.
You come out and it was like 10 minutes. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah.
I think it helped me a lot with my my leaving of the LDS church for sure. Like leaving the church was a huge. I had already been like opening that Pandora's box beforehand, and that just kind of like really helped me like look at things objectively for the first time. Because I had friends that had shared stuff with me, and it was like, dude, when you're in the church, it's like this weird thing where like people who leave the church, you think they're all like beguiled by Satan and have been like taken away. So like when you are in the church and you believe it and stuff, you're like, I'm just not even going to look at quote unquote anti-material, anti-LDS material. And it's never a Pandora's box that you open for most people. When I started having friends that were leaving, and they were friends who, dude, they were like bishops and like gospel doctrine teachers and primary, like the whole spectrum of members that you'd find.
Yeah.
Stake presidents, bro. Straight up stake presidents. I think there's even been 70s that have left at this point too. It's kind of nuts. But anyways, so I remember it all started with watching that FLDS thing on Hulu. Did you watch that? Dude, I think it's keep sweet
and pray.
Pray and obey,
Yeah.
Talks about the RLDS, and you're like, wait a second. That sounds kind of like what we're doing. But yeah, dude, the mushrooms helped me like step outside of it objectively, big time. And that was a huge like pivotal point in my life for sure. It was really difficult for a long time to like leave the church. And
Yeah. Like how long would you say?
dude, I probably was like in and out for like 2-3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So would you say like that whole time you were kind of trying to get your footing again?
Dude, it was like I got knocked off balance when I was like looking into the Book of Mormon stuff, because I was like, if I can like prove that the Book of Mormon is 100% true, or just like probable that it's true, then I'll just like everything else kind of is on that, in my opinion. That and like Joseph Smith.
Yeah.
So those are the only two big topics. I didn't go into big like church history stuff a whole lot. I have in recent years, but initially it was just those two things. And dude, even just the CES letters. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're good. Hey, why don't you guys relax, you little assholes?
But yeah, even in recent years, dude, like going down that rabbit hole is even kind of sketchy. But I think all in all, the church, I don't feel like I was necessarily struggling particularly with my mom, but that definitely helped me like love her and respect her a lot more, because I was like, I literally felt like I like walked a mile in her shoes, you know, like the old adage says, and that was like such a sacred thing. And my first one was, it helped me move through my sister's passing for sure. Not all the way, which I don't think I'm ever going to be all the way, but
Right.
that helped significantly as well, for sure. Because again, it's like it's helping you just like step outside and just look at things from like a third party perspective. Almost like you're an angel of yourself.
Yeah.
Watching yourself live life, and you're like,
Yeah.
you've got the whole life out in front of you, and you're like, oh, this is just like chapter 10, dude. Like this does suck, but there's like 100,000 more chapters after this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the best is yet to come.
Yeah. So when do you think the point was when you felt more sure about where you're at now than you would be with like all those doubts back then? Do you even feel that way? Like, do you feel like you're more sure of everything now than you were back then? Than you
No.
were about the church?
About the church, for sure, yeah.
About the church, okay.
About the church, for sure. Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
But about life, no, dude. I feel like there's like just so much shit we do not understand, and especially I don't understand.
Yeah.
But I feel like so much more at peace knowing that I don't know all the answers. Because it used to be that if I didn't have the answers, I would get peeved about it, you know, and I'd like literally be up at night thinking about it.
Dude, I know exactly what you mean.
That's why the church, I think, is so solid, because it gives you like basically all the answers, dude.
Right.
Like when you grow up in the church, they teach you about pre-earth life, this life, the next life. They spread it all out in front. And you have that like control. You're like, I know what is exactly going on. I think you think that you have all the answers more than everyone else does.
Yeah, dude, that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
No, it's true. And
did you get Chiba Hut?
I got Subway.
Oh, Subway, sick.
No, it is true, because when you do have like this religion that tells you, hey, we're the only ones that know the truth in this world.
We literally have a monopoly on heaven.
Us. Yeah, it's it. It's us. Like, this is it. And we have this guy at the head of the church that literally speaks with the creator who created all the people who don't agree with us. Like, you know, like dude. When you start to think about it that way, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yes.
Objectively.
Yes, dude. Like, but when you look at it that way, dude, and then there's like a whole bunch, you start poking holes and everything, you're just like, well, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Then you're like,
wait a second.
it's a pretty big claim to say that you're the only true thing on this planet when me, a person who's like not as well educated in this as I probably should be, can just poke a whole bunch of holes in this. And that, well, even people who are really, really educated, though, I feel like in like church history and church stuff and religions.
Dude, there's tons of intelligent members.
Yeah, there's tons. Yeah, right. But I think like, and this is just my opinion, but I think what they do is they kind of just like study so much of it that they reinforce it for themselves, like over and over and over again.
We believe, at the end of the day, we believe what we want to believe, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. We sound profound right now.
That, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it is, dude. Like, if you want something bad enough, you will make up every reason. That's what your reticular activating system does, dude. It literally recognizes patterns that validate a belief system.
Yeah.
Same reason why you freaking, when you're going out and you're buying a car, you only see that car out and about on the freeway and stuff.
Dude, that's so true.
It's because that part of your brain is blocking out all the other cars and focusing on that car.
Yeah, dude. Dude, if only people like use that focus to like get where they want to go in life, though.
Hey, why don't you relax, you little asshole?
It's like, yeah.
So aggressive. Gotta chill the fuck out. Gosh. Oh, yeah.
That's definitely something that I think everyone struggles with, though, is like they focus way too much on the negatives and all the stuff that goes wrong, and so they only see all the stuff that goes wrong and all the negative shit, dude.
You're talking about like anti-people?
No, dude, just in general. No,
yeah.
Just life in general, like the human experience, you know? Like we all have things that we want to do, and then instead of doing those things and looking at all the things that could go right, we're just so freaking focused on all the things that could go wrong.
Well, dude, evolutionarily, I don't know if that's a word, but like because of evolution, we've had to do that. That's how you stay alive, bro.
Right. But that's just a survival mechanism.
For sure, but so many people are on that level.
Right. But we apply it to like our existence.
Totally.
Which is not good.
Yeah.
It's not good at all.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you really think about it, dude, like we're pretty, in 2024, pretty much everyone in the world is better off than they've ever been.
Oh, yeah.
Like
everyone. Comfort of life is easy. Oh, yeah. Big time.
All right. So we have all of our basic human needs met. There's very few people on the planet now that don't have their basic human needs met. And yet we still, dude, like just sabotage ourselves. Like we do all this shit, right? Mm-hmm. Dude, it's not good for us.
It's not. I think AI can help us, though, honestly. I think a lot of people shit on AI, and I think AI could honestly make life way easy.
Do you feel like people will lose a sense of purpose, though?
I think it has the potential to do either, like anything else. Like, I think we could have sat back 20 years ago and been like hypothesizing about what the internet was going to do, and we could be like, oh, it's going to ruin us. Oh, good job. Or we could be like, oh my gosh, it's going to connect us with our loved ones across the world. You know what I mean? There's always, like, in my opinion, a flip side to the coin, you know? There's good and bad with everything that comes along. But But I think the potential upside for AI is bigger than, or probably not bigger than the potential downside. Downside is it's Terminator, dude, or we're going to the Matrix. Or both.
Dude, did you see that Google's AI like said something like you shouldn't exist on this planet or something?
It was straight up bullying some kid, but it was honestly probably a Karen and deserved it. So
yeah,
I support.
That's true. I wonder what
dude. Side
prompt
note,
he was giving him though.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, 2 side notes actually. Did you remember back in the day, in like I think it was like 2018, when Google lost control of their AI?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Freaking nuts.
Oh my gosh, dude! These guys are gonna screw it up for all of us. Mm-hmm. Second tangent. Have you seen Terminator?
Mm-hmm. Only the first one though.
Oh, really? You haven't seen Terminator 2?
No.
Oh, dude, the second one's the best one.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's got Arnold in it again, but he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And the first one, he's the bad guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second one, he's a good guy. Oh, we're watching that tonight, dude, for sure.
But
the lady who wrote the scripts for both of those movies literally saw that in a dream.
What? Dog.
I shit you not, dude. You can Google this. AI,
bro.
Anything.
Dude, the more I think about this stuff, bro, the more I think about like how we create like fictional stories and like write books and movies and come up with all these ideas, bro.
It's impossible to pull it out of your ass.
I'm like, dude, this isn't coming from nowhere.
Yeah.
Like it's not. Mm-hmm. It's straight up not. Like,
it's literally impossible to pull something out of your ass, dude.
No, it's
Everything
true.
exists.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, every single
across
story,
dimensions of time and space, everything exists.
No, exactly, dude. And no matter how freaking far out there a story or a movie might be,
there's a reality where that fucking happens.
Right. There's not only that, but also like some real life scenario that triggered all of the evolution of thoughts that like led to that movie
branch of reality.
Right.
Yeah.
All those things. So I'm like, okay, there's way too many like synchronicities and similarities between all of these stories and like all these themes of like everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay,
that's the thing, dude. It's like that's at the end of the day, that's why everyone loves Amazon. That's why everyone loves freaking Google. That's why everyone loves all these huge companies, because the reviews, dude.
Yeah.
Right? Like when everyone else loves it, you freaking jump on board with it.
Are you saying that like for story creation or
for
what?
the AI stuff?
Oh, yeah. It's true.
Unreal, bro.
Dude.
But yeah, that chick literally saw those movies in a freaking vision and sold them to 2 different directors.
Dude, that was the same thing. Dude, that was the same thing with, I hope I get this right, but George Orwell, I'm pretty sure. You know the guy who wrote...
the guy who made popcorn?
No. No, wait.
What's the popcorn called? Isn't that called Orwell?
Dude, I don't know.
I think so.
No, it's the guy who
Preston
wrote
eats
the
it all
book
the time.
1984.
Oh, I haven't read that.
Okay, me neither, but people like reference that book all the time.
Because it like is totally talking about our current day?
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's
And he
like
wrote it when?
1984.
He wrote it in 84.
No, sorry, before that, but he thought that the year would be like 1984 or something. But anyway, that guy was like a heavy psychedelic user, bro. Dude, and then he wrote all those books.
Interesting.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, dude, back to the original question. I think you can tap into source and like source is the source of all information.
What if like
all truth?
What if those are possible realities? Or at least like in a sense, maybe the concept of them, not every detail of it, but the concept of that reality is a possible reality. And they were like inspired in that way to create those fictional stories so that we don't go down that road.
Dude.
Bro, that'd be sick. It's like
that's pretty sick.
It's like we're protecting ourselves from ourselves.
We're like doing reverse psychology on ourselves.
Yeah. Like, hey, look at all the possible shit that could go bad.
Just to warn us.
Yeah.
That's an interesting theory.
Dude.
I could believe that, dude.
I'm gonna run with it, bro.
Yeah, my mom straight up believes that like there's like aliens and stuff that like help us like ascend. I don't even know what you call it. Vibrations,
dimensions, or whatever.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of that stuff in like spirituality and like in the spiritual like culture and stuff.
Totally.
There's a lot of stuff like that. Like this is 3D reality, and there are entities that like live in 4D and 5D, and our goal is to like climb the reality ladder. And then there are entities like in 2-dimensional and 1-dimensional reality that are trying to like hop into our reality. They're trying to make their way up.
Oh, interesting.
And sometimes that's why they like do evil things or whatever to like drag us down or like get us to like open the door to this reality or whatever. Dude, like I kind of dove like deep into all this stuff a little bit ago. Because dude, when you grow up with like a framework of Satan is in charge of all the evil and God is in charge of all the good.
Right.
And Satan can whisper in your ear without you knowing it, and all that stuff. Then you start to like look at other belief systems
and you're like,
and
wait
adopt
a
other
second.
belief systems and deconstruct that old belief system. You're trying to fit all that stuff into your new framework still.
Right.
Like even if you don't want to believe all that old stuff, like all Satans and demons and God and angels and all that, even if you don't want to believe all that, if you deconstruct all of that and move to a new belief system, at least for me, I'm still going to try to make sense of like where all that other shit came from.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that too,
So I think
for sure.
So I think that's kind of like where...
I think it's because we're trying to find the truth in it.
Right.
Like we're trying to find the little speckles of truth that are in all the bullshit.
Exactly, because I think that we know on a subconscious level that like exactly what you said earlier, dude. Somebody didn't just pull this out of their ass.
Yeah.
Like they didn't. Like it had to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
They like somebody didn't just all of a sudden wake up one day and they're like, dude, I think there's like this Satan guy with like horns and a tail,
Right.
and he's like whispering in our ear to get us to want to fuck girls before we're married.
Literally, bro. Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I think even a lot of religions probably were started with people who had like psychedelic experiences, dude.
100%.
When you have these experiences, depending on the substance, but like, again, it can seem more real than reality. So I could see someone being like, yeah, I drank this weird tea that this Indian guy gave me, and then, oh my God, I just had a freaking vision of God and Jesus coming to me. In his world, that's for real, bro. That actually did happen.
Right.
But what he forgot to mention is he sipped a little tea from freaking old man grandpa out back who freaking spiked it with psilocybin.
Yeah, dude.
Potential.
Yeah.
Dude, there's even people saying that Joseph Smith's mom had freaking psychedelics
Dude,
in the house.
I've heard that theory before. Because there's like the story of all the saints back in the day when they all saw the angels.
Yeah, that
on
Kirtland temple,
on
I
the
think.
temple, yeah. It's like a whole like masses of people.
They gave
saw,
them
like,
freaking
angels.
mushroom water, dude.
That's what I think, bro.
You think you put mushrooms in the water or
dude,
what?
I don't know, in the sacrament or something, bro. Bro, like how else does that freaking make sense, bro?
Dude,
like nobody.
Funny story.
Either they all fell into like mob delusion.
Dude, that's pretty far-fetched, though.
Right.
For them to say what they saw. But then again, there was people who said that they were outside of it and saw it from the outside in.
Yeah.
So they would have to have been gotten, too.
Yeah. Whatever it was, dude.
Nuts.
I think Occam's razor is the most probable explanation.
What is that? Like the most simple?
Occam's razor is like the most simple explanation.
Yeah.
It's probably the one that happened. And what's the simplest explanation for that?
Probably just did
that
mushrooms.
They probably did something, bro.
Dude, that, or he's just a freaking genius. With getting other people, though, like that is nuts. Yeah, that's a stumper. That's a Scooby-Doo mystery for sure. But then at the same time, you're like, dude, if he was tapping into Source and he was like doing what he said, why did he screw up the freaking Book of Abraham and like the Pearl of Great Price and stuff? All those facsimiles.
Yeah.
I feel like that at the end of the day is like the biggest smoking gun, dude. He straight up mistranslated those.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then now we're finding out that like the Hill Cumorah is not where the last battle happened, even though it literally says in the Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
The church came out and said that.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we didn't say that. The publisher said that.
What is
Someone
that?
else.
Did they say that because there's no like?
There's
evidence
we've got freaking LiDAR that will go down thousands of feet in the ground.
Oh,
bro.
they did it on Hill Cumorah.
I'm sure they
like,
have.
And there's like nothing there, so they're like, oh, that's not...
What it probably was, if someone hasn't done it already, what it probably was is they caught wind of people using it. Because, dude, homeboy, I forget his name, Graham Stephan or something like that.
Graham
Hancock.
Yeah.
He's using that LiDAR down in like South
In
America.
Amazon,
Dude, and they're finding shit like thousands of feet underneath
like
the ground.
roads and cities and stuff, and all
Entire
that,
civilizations, bro, just underground. They're like, wait, what the F?
And they think that the like actual Amazon rainforest was grown domestically, like it was like man-made, like
because of the
whole
dirt.
thing,
how the dirt has a bunch of charcoal.
Yeah.
They're like, this is literally man-made dirt.
Yeah.
What the F?
Yeah.
Unless this whole place just got roasted or something. I don't know.
Right. But anyway, so do you think that's the reason why they kind of like went back on that, the church? Is
I
because
think
there's no evidence of it?
I think they were like, okay, just in case they like scan it and then call us out, we need to like get ahead of it before they get to it, kind of thing, and just say, oh, this isn't an actual historical spot of where it happened, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that way they're not like apologizing. They're like they're coming to the
Yeah,
table
yeah,
first,
yeah.
you know. To get,
Yeesh. I don't like that, dude.
yeah, a little sneaky sneak. That's just a theory though. But
Right. There's so much shit like that though.
yeah, that's what I mean, dude. You go down the rabbit hole of. I mean, Preston. We'd have to get Preston on one of these so he can just go down, dude. He can lay the smack down.
He knows more than both of us combined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's taught me a lot of stuff, and I was like, dang gum,
Yeah.
dude. He reads books about it. He's like into it.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah.
It's
No.
interesting though, for sure.
Yeah. No.
Even looking at it, like I'm not like a big like hater on it personally. Like, I honestly respect the hustle to a certain extent.
I don't think that. I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I really don't think that Joseph Smith was like this. What do you call it? Like deceitful, malicious person that had like malintent when he was doing all this. I really don't.
Yeah.
I think that he probably was genuine in all of his intentions, but I think he honestly fooled himself though. That's why I think like he might have had some experience with something. And I'm not saying like that I absolutely 100% believe that Joseph Smith was on psychedelics or something.
Yeah.
But I think that it's probably the most likely thing that happened. Mm-hmm. And when he had those experiences, he didn't have anyone else in the community or even close to him in any way that even understood what he was experiencing.
Probably not,
and he didn't understand what he was experiencing.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he had no fucking clue, bro.
Potentially.
No clue in the world. He could have, like, eaten that stuff by accident, had this crazy-ass experience.
Could have picked up a freaking cow patty and just saw
and
mushrooms.
he had no idea. No one told him, like, hey, yeah, this stuff is like an hallucinogen.
But he could have, though. That's the thing. You don't know.
You think so?
I think it's just as plausible to say that he didn't.
But even if but I think it's more likely that he didn't understand what he was going through.
Think so?
But he just kind of slapped. But he grew up in a very, Protestant Christian culture.
But he had multiple visions, bro. So he was doing it multiple times.
Right. So then he just kind of slapped the label on it of like,
this is God.
Yeah, that's God.
This is how God is communicating with me.
Christianity and everything,
Interesting.
And maybe his like belief systems were so strong in all of that stuff that even with all the psychedelics that he might have done, he still was just like putting it into that framework of like Christianity, and I need to build my own church and everything and all that.
Again, dude, you're gonna believe what you want to believe. You can justify your way all the way to hell.
Dude, exactly.
You can literally justify anything, dude.
Yeah, no, it's 100% true. Like, our minds are powerful, dude.
Absolutely.
Like, as long as you want to believe something, your brain will look for evidence non-stop.
Literally.
With every single thing that happens in your life of, I need to validate this belief.
Yeah.
Because this belief is what keeps me safe.
Keeps me comfortable, keeps me
me
safe.
in an understanding of the world. And so I need evidence all the time, constantly, throughout my entire life, to validate this belief system.
I think that's why people who leave the church have such a hard time not making it their personality.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, 100%. Because what they do is they have their mind is still built for a religious framework. So like, it might sound like we're shitting on the church right now or whatever, but like, I don't care, dude. If people want to believe what they want to believe and it works for them, do it.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm not.
Do whatever makes you happy.
I'm not gonna tell you that like, hey, this is all wrong. You should leave. Like, whatever. I'm not. I'm not like that. But it really is a thing where people who are in the church and have very strong beliefs and convictions of it and everything, and their mind is literally built for a religious framework, and then they leave the church, and what do? Now with all their new beliefs and their new like value systems and everything, they just put that into the same framework of religion instead of, hey, everyone can believe whatever they want, and I understand that everyone has their own subjective experience in this world. No. Now I got to convince everyone that it's not truth to be in a religion. It's truth to be out of a religion. So I got to pull everyone out and make sure that my beliefs of being outside of religion are validated.
Yeah.
But what they don't even realize is like it's a paradox, because they're turning their new belief systems into a religion.
Literally, yeah.
They're literally preaching at people, hey, leave.
Right.
Like, this
it's like the sales bro who goes and sells pass.
Yeah.
And then he'll go to solar and he's like, no, actually, this is the best opportunity.
Yeah, dude, for real. No.
So then you lose credibility too. So I think there's like that overcompensation where they're like, no, I need to like show you guys that it's like real and all this stuff. And it's like,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, just trying to validate, dude.
Yeah, they
just
do the exact same
projection,
thing.
like pretty much
And
everything
sometimes,
else.
dude, and oftentimes, bro, they're better missionaries for like leaving a religion than they ever were for the religion.
Oh yeah.
You know, like when they're a little missionary or whatever, knocking doors and stuff. I mean, they might have been. They dedicated time just like we did.
Yeah, for
And they
sure.
did all that stuff, but when we were out there, it wasn't like we were starting YouTube channels about that shit. You know?
No,
Like,
dude.
weren't
We
doing-
literally paid our
we
own
weren't
way
doing
and
that,
freaking
yeah.
were huffing it for
Right.
2 years. Yeah.
Right.
It was not pleasant.
Yeah, dude. Then people leave and they're like literally investing like a lot of their lives
Dude.
into, hey, you need to stop believing that, believe this instead.
Got the keyboard warriors out there on full blast
Dude,
for
real.
sure.
For real. It's amazing like how many podcasts are out there just to try to deconstruct what somebody else believes.
Dude, I know. It's like, relax.
Dude, it almost makes me kind of sad, bro, because I'm like...
It's so ego driven at the end of the
It
day.
is, it is, because they're thinking about people who... It's like, I feel like when they're talking to people who are in the religion still, they're kind of picturing themselves speaking to like these arrogant, Karen type people.
The people who are in the comments with them.
The people who are like very judgmental and
Yeah.
think that they're pieces of shit for leaving and stuff. Like that's who they're directing it to, dude. But then you go to church on Sunday, bro, and there's like people there that like that really is their only sense of community.
Yeah.
And that really is like,
Dude, it makes them happy.
The only place in the world that they have friends and stuff and all
Totally.
that. And I'm like, you know, this person might hear what you're saying too. Mm-hmm. And if they left, they'd be really, really worse off.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah, maybe,
Like-
dude.
Yeah. I mean, who's to say? But
Yeah.
It's true.
At the end of the day, we're all on our own journey, on our own timelines, and our own probably lifetimes out of thousands, dude, that we're like still figuring out. So it's like,
yeah.
I don't judge anyone who is in or out of the church, but I do not like to spend time with people who are like super negative and like super, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
that personality. Like if you are leaving the church, like be cool about it, dude. Don't have to
Yeah.
like convince everybody else. Like,
It's like they're so hateful, dude.
yeah, and then it just fills your life with contention, bro. And then everything's downhill from there when you're in a contentious vibe all the
Exactly.
time. You know what I mean? You're
Exactly.
attracting negativity into your life.
Exactly. Like if you really want to show people that that's a better way to live, then
Show them.
show them. Yeah.
Don't tell
exactly.
them, show
Be-
them.
Be it. Yeah. Be what you say you are.
Exactly.
And you don't need to like preach it to anyone else, you know, or tell anyone else they need to